Have you ever scrolled through Copart and found a vehicle that looked like an absolute steal? Maybe a car worth $10,000 sitting at a current bid of only $1,500. And then you start thinking, man, if I can win this car for $2,000, I'm getting a deal. But here's the problem. A lot of first-time buyers focuses only on the winning bid and completely forget about the fees. Then when the auction opens and then they get their invoice, they're suddenly wondering why their bills is hundreds or even thousands of dollars higher than expected. In today's video, I'm going to explain how Copart fees work and how you are able to avoid these mistakes. With that being said, let's go ahead and get right on into the video.
Just you need some gas on.
So here's the thing. The biggest mistake I see new buyers make is treating the current bid as if it's the actual price of the vehicle. Okay, so let's say you're watching a vehicle and the current bid is at $1,000, and you tell yourself, I don't want to spend more than $1,500. So you keep the bid up to $1,500, and you wind up winning a car for $1,500. Sounds good, right? Well, not exactly, because your final invoice isn't going to be $1,500. At Copart, it's going to have fees that is going to be added to this. This is one reason why, like experienced buyers, don't ask how much do I want to bid. Instead, they ask how much do I want to spend total. Okay, that is the mindset you need to have when bidding on these cars. Okay, so now let's talk about some of the common fees you'll see. For this particular video, I'm only going to be focused on non-licensed fees in unclean titled vehicles. Okay, we're only touching on the standard vehicles as well. So we're not going to get into the heavy duty, the big old 18-wheelers and all those other types of vehicles. So I'm only and I'm also only going to be touching on the non-secured payment side. So this means it's like if you sign up for the premium membership and blah blah blah, these are the fees that I'm only going to be focused on. Okay, so for now, the thing that we're going to be focused on is anyone who don't have a license, those who are premium members, standard vehicles like, you know, cars, trucks, motorcycles, etc., anything that's non-construction, okay, and salvage title vehicles. All right, let's get into it. All right, so construction.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I apologize. I meant salvage title vehicles. We're not focused upon the construction of vehicles. So, salvage title vehicles. Let's talk about this here real quick. So, the buyer fees for salvage title vehicles ranges between $25 to $1,000. And also, it can reach all the way up to 7.25%. That's only if you go over $15,000. Okay. So what you have to understand is that the higher your bid is will determine the higher your buyer fees will be. So, for example, if you were to be looking at a car that is $1,000, you can expect your buyer fees to be somewhere around $375. And the reason for the increase is because for the secured payment is that you're leaving a deposit down. So if you're wanting to bid on a vehicle, you have to leave additional money, which is like $600, $300, etc., whichever one it is, compared to the unsecured where you are not actually leaving anything down. Okay, and now for the gate fees. All right, the gate fees is when the vehicle leaves the auction yard. Okay, this is when Copart employees pick up your car from the auction yard and bring it to the pickup station. Okay, the good news about this one though is that it's pretty much one flat fee, and it doesn't go up regardless of what your bid is or what type of car it is. So this fee here normally ranges around about $95. Now the next one is taxes. Now depending on your location and purchase, this will vary. Okay, also something that you do need to note is that depending on the title and where the vehicle is coming from, you might get taxed double, or might pay a higher fee when you register the vehicle. So like for example, if you get a car from California and you live in Louisiana, you might get taxed from California, and then when you register the vehicle in Louisiana, you might be charged a little bit more extra for registering that car to be legal in Louisiana. Obviously, this here has to do with different laws, and I'm not really going to get all up into that, but that is something to consider. So if you're looking at a vehicle that is out of state and you're interested in buying it, kind of understand the taxes and the laws and regulations in those states and in your state that you're planning on having that vehicle be taken to. And if you're using a broker or third-party service to gain access to Copart, there may be additional costs there as well. Broker membership fees ranges between $0 to $350 plus dollars. You know, a variable of flat transaction fees also ranges between $200 to $500 plus dollars, or a percentage of whatever the bid is, which is what we discussed previously, the 7.25%. Okay, and documentations and also title processing fees as well, which is $50 to $350 plus dollars, and that's on top of the buyer fee, gate fee, internet fee, and taxes, just depending on the vehicle and where you're buying these things from. This is something that you do have to pay attention to, okay? Because just because you see a car that is labeled clean title and you're thinking that you're going to spend whatever it is, you have to put extra money to the side. Now, to even be able to bid on those cars using a broker, you have to pay somewhere between $0 to $350 or $200 to $500 plus dollars. So you really do have to save a lot of money to do that there. And also the other thing that you got to be careful for is cars that are labeled certificate of title. Okay, most people see those and immediately think this is a clean titled vehicle, and that's not what that means. Certificate of title could mean a wide variety of things. Okay, certificate of title could mean, it just basically means that an insurance company hasn't rendered the vehicle a total loss. But sometimes you can click on that and you can find that it was repaired salvage, or it has a listing of a salvage vehicle. So that is something to be careful for, just because it says certificate of title. Now, or it can also mean that there's just a bill of sale, that they only have the rights to sell you that vehicle, and good luck going to the DMV and trying to hunt that title that title down for yourself. If you're looking for exactly clean titled vehicles, you can go into the label options and click on clean title, or just simply go to Copart Select. My personal opinion is to go to Copart Select. Therefore, you can guarantee that you're getting all the information that is needed. And many times Copart Select, from the experience that I've used it from, I have never seen a car that was labeled certificate. They will either let you know if it's clean or if it's something else down that line. Now, here's something important. The exact fee structure can change over time. That's why I always recommend checking Copart's current fee schedule before placing a bid. Never assume what the fees are going to be. And here's something else, okay? This is where things get really expensive, because Copart fees aren't the only costs, okay? You also have transportation, towing. You do gotta keep a lookout for repairs. Obviously, you're going to do repairs to these cars, okay? And the parts for these cars, registrations, we've already went over registrations. Inspection fees, yes, because some of these cars do need to be inspected before they're deemed safe for the road, before you can be given the titles for these vehicles from the DMV. And insurance, and sometimes storage fees if you don't pick up the vehicle quickly enough, okay? And not paying attention to Copart fees can cost you big. I've seen people, okay, that go in there and see a car and it's cheap, they bid on it, they win it for a cheap price, but Copart fees eat them up so bad that they wind up paying for that car the same amount that they would have paid for if they would have just went out somewhere else and bought it locally. You got to think of it like this here. Imagine you win a vehicle for $2,000, okay? Now you add your buyer fee, your auction fee, your transportation, your registration, your broker fee, your internet fee, your gate fee, your online bidding fee, and before you know it, that $2,000 car is now a $3,000 or $3,500 car or more. And that's assuming that there aren't any extra surprises. Okay, and I'm going to be honest with you, knowing how Copart is, you're going to find a surprise in every vehicle that you buy. Almost every vehicle that you buy, anyway. So, in closing, with all these fees, is Copart still worth it? Absolutely. I've seen some incredible deals come through Copart. The key is understanding the cost before you bid. People who get into trouble are usually the ones who don't do the math beforehand. So, if you know your numbers and you stick to your budget, okay, there are still opportunities to find a great deal. And guys, learn how to walk away. But anyway, that's what I got for you guys. Hopefully this video did help you understand why winning bid isn't the final price from buying a vehicle from Copart. Hopefully that it did explain a little bit more about the fees and what you should be expecting to look out for. And just let me know in the comment section below if there's anything else that you guys would like for me to go over or like for me to touch down. And if you're interested in more Copart tips, auction walkarounds, hidden gems, money pits, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. We also do IAA and we also do public auctions as well on this video, in this channel alone. Like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Y'all take care.